Members, if you'll go ahead and sign in, please. Good afternoon. Today is March 12th, 2025. This is a meeting of the Cities and Counties Subcommittee. Welcome all members and guests. The committee will be in order. Will the clerk open the voting board so we can take the roll? Will members please register your presence? Madam Clerk, take the roll. Chamber be in order. Madam Clerk, take the roll.
Mr. Chairman, you have 5 members present. You have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Do any of the members have personal order or any guests they'd like to recognize at this time? Seeing none, we will go ahead with today's calendar. First bill up is House Bill 832 by Speaker Marsh. He's asked this to be rolled 1 week. Sergeant Arms, if you'll invite Chairman Grills into the chamber, please. I believe he's right outside. Members, the delay is Chairman Grills will be starting the Agriculture Subcommittee, and he's requested to come to the top of the calendar. We'll let him do that, but I'll let him know we're going to start at 3 o'clock sharp.
Mr. Chairman.
Chairman Crawford, you recognize?
Now might be a good time to have our freshman come up and sing the fight song for us while he's sitting there doing nothing.
Yeah.
We could take his.
Well, the chair will take that under advisement, Chairman Crawford. All right, members, we're going to go ahead with today's calendar, and we'll try to accommodate Chairman Grills when he comes before us. The next bill on the calendar is House Bill 1327 by Representative Leatherwood. It's a mystery. We have a motion and a second on House Bill 1327. I believe you have an amendment. Is that correct?
Yes. 4933.
We have Amendment 4933. Is there a motion? Is there a motion? We have a motion. Do we have a second? You've already made the motion. Do we have a second? We have a motion and a second on Amendment 4933. You're recognized on the amendment, sir.
Yes, sir. The amendment actually makes the bill, so I will discuss that. And this bill simply removes the requirement that the General Assembly pass a joint resolution in order to authorize tax credits under the Tennessee Rural and Workforce Housing Act of 2024. This would just let those funds flow through the normal budgetary process.
Thank you for the explanation. Is there objection to the question on the amendment? Hearing none. All in favor of Amendment 4933, say aye. Opposed, say no. The ayes prevail. We're back on the bill. Do you have any other explanation?
No, sir.
Is there objection to the question? Hearing none, we're voting on House Bill 1327 as amended. Madam Clerk, open the voting. All members, please cast your vote. We're voting on House Bill 1327, moving to the next available calendar, city and state and local government. Please vote. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, take the vote.
Mr. Chairman, you have 7 ayes.
The ayes prevail. House Bill 1327 as amended moves to the next available calendar, state and local government. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chairman Grills, you're recognized on House Bill 8001. We have a motion and a second. Chairman Grills, do you have an amendment, sir?
I do believe we do. 004191.
We have a motion. Do we have a second on amendment? We have a motion, a second on amendment 4191. You're recognized on the amendment, Chairman Grills.
Can we put the amendment on the bill because it makes the bill?
We will. Is there objection to the question? Hearing none, we're all in favor of amendment 4191. Say aye. Opposed, say no. The ayes prevail. We're back on the bill as amended.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and committee. The IECC in 2021 restricted the roof coverings in the state of Tennessee to only highly effective roofs. This legislation reinstates the rights of business owners to use any of the previously allowed roof coverings in the state. And with that, Mr. Chairman, that's my description.
Is there any questions? We have, without objection, hearing no objection, we're voting on House Bill 801 as amended. Madam Clerk, open the voting rolls, please. Will every member vote? Does any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, take the vote.
Mr. Chairman, you have 7 ayes.
The ayes prevail. House Bill 801 as amended moves to the next available calendar, state and local government.
Thank you. Thank you.
We are now back on our regular calendar. We should be on item 3, I believe, House Bill 1128. Chairman Farmer requests that bill be rolled 1 week without objection. Hearing no objection, House Bill 1128 is rolled 1 week. Now, the next bill is House Bill 437 by Chairman Darby. We have a motion and a second. The bill is properly before us. Chairman Darby, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This authorizes a county that has adopted the County Sheriff's Civil Service Act of 1974 to rescind such adoption by a 2/3 vote of the county legislative body.
Members, you've heard the explanation. Are there any questions or comments? The chair would like to ask, why would they want to repeal it?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The sheriff has said, and matter of fact, I talked to him this morning, and I asked the same question. Hiring and managing his help. I think he can do a little bit more of the vetting.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Sponsor. Any other questions, comments? Is there objection to the question? Hearing none, we're voting on House Bill 437, moving to the next available calendar, state and local government. Madam Clerk, please open the voting rolls. Will every member vote? Does any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, take the vote.
Mr. Chairman, you have 6 ayes.
The ayes prevail. House Bill 437 moves to the next available calendar, state and local government.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and committee.
The next bill on our calendar is House Bill 1009 by Chair Lady Moody. Is there a motion? We have a motion and a second. Chair Lady Moody, you're recognized on House Bill 1009, keeping with Rule 83.
Chairman, could you tell me what that rule says?
That rule gives all the guidelines for committees and subcommittees of the 114th General Assembly, Madam Chair Lady.
Thank
And
you.
we will hold you to that.
Yes, sir. I like to follow the rules.
Do you have an amendment?
Yes. It is 001468.
Now, just a minute. Are we on House Bill 1009? 1009.
Yes.
I show no amendment, but I could be in error.
I could be. That's the one in the front of my book anyway. So I think it makes
The marked calendar shows no amendment.
no amendment. There's no amendment.
That's the drafting code for the bill, Madam Chair Lady,
Thank you.
pursuant to Rule 83.
I,
If you'll explain your bill, you're recognized.
well, I think I can. Y'all straighten me out here. No, I know this bill. It is always, I know we love our veterans. And, in West Tennessee, my area, we have so many veterans and we love to honor them. And so what this is going to do, it is going to amend, it will increase the amount of property value eligible for tax relief for the 100% disabled veterans and their widows. The tax relief program offers a financial benefit to these veterans and their families in thanks for their service to our nation. And with the rising costs we are experiencing, this will raise the property value from $175,000 to $250,000. And with that, I renew my motion. Take questions.
Representative Butler, you're recognized on the bill, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move previous question.
Is there objection to the question? Hearing none, we're voting on House Bill 1009, moving to the next available calendar, state and local government. Madam Clerk, please open the voting board. Will every member vote? Will members please vote? Does any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, take the vote.
Mr. Chairman, you have 6 ayes.
The ayes prevail. House Bill 1009 moves to the next available calendar, state and local government.
Thank you.
Madam Chair Lady, you have the next bill on the calendar. It's House Bill 180. Is there a motion on House Bill? We have a motion and a second on House Bill 180. And I do believe you have an amendment.
I do.
If you'll give us the drafting
Maybe
code.
this will be my lucky number. 004411.
Okay, is there a motion on 4411? Did I hear a motion? We have a motion and a second on 004411. You're recognized on the amendment.
Thank you so much. Members, this bill came to me from a dear friend of mine that is living why the reason we are bringing this bill with it as it is amended. And what our amendment does is they were annexed in 2002. The city moved out to them. They are one of the oldest farms. They are the oldest farm in Carroll County. And they also put their farm in the land trust conservatory. So they don't need the services of the city, but when the city annexed them, they've been paying their property taxes and the city has not been able to provide the services and they don't want them. And so as this has been amended, what Farm Bureau helped us with was to narrowly define it to the description of their situation. And it also, we added, it had originally come, this amendment changes from the 1,000 foot, I'm looking for the correct word, the 1,000 foot boundary to 2,000 feet. And the simple ask is they wanted to be de-annexed. What we are feeling like there's a cool breeze on this bill. And I wanted to ask the chairman and the committee if in what I wanted, I said, I'm feeling the cool breeze from the committee.
No. The problem I have, Madam Chair Lady, is you're speaking to Amendment 5093 And the motion was made and seconded on Amendment 4411. So we're really, your presentation doesn't match up with the language of the amendment. So
Well,
that's what,
well, I'm a little confused because this
Well-
is the new in my packet,
what's the barcode at the bottom?
004411.
Okay, but we're out of we
Okay.
can go out of session.
Okay.
And Josh, legal, if you will, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Josh Houston, Legal Services. So you were speaking about the 1,000-foot
Yes.
rule. That was only in the drafting code 5093. As far as I know, it was submitted to the committee, so the committee has that amendment. So I'm not sure if you want to offer that
Okay.
amendment or.
Could I ask to be rolled a few spaces and get my office to get me corrected, please?
We'll go back into, we'll go back into session. Madam Chair Lady, we will roll you to the heel if
Okay.
that will help. We do have a speaker on
Yes.
this, and I want to make sure we have time for the speaker.
Yes.
So without objection, hearing no objection, we'll roll this item to the heel. House Bill 180, roll to the heel, today's calendar.
Thank you, Chairman and committee.
Our next item is House Bill 763 by Chair Lady Littleton. We have a motion. We have a motion and a second. Chair Lady Littleton, you're recognized on House Bill 763.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The insurance pool law was established in the 1970s to allow local governmental entities to purchase liability insurance such as workers' comp insurance by setting up a pool consistent of local governmental entities. Originally, there were 3 insurance pools, one covering counties, one covering cities and towns, and one covering school boards. However, today, the 3 insurance pools cover a mixture of these governmental entities, so they don't focus on just one specific governmental entity. And due to this change over time, this bill will clarify this section of the code so that it makes clear the insurance pools and provide coverages for all the governmental entities.
Thank you, Chair Lady Middleton. Is there any discussion? Any comments? Hearing none, are the members ready for the question? Hearing no objection, we're voting on House Bill 763. Madam Clerk, open the voting roll, please. Every member cast their vote. Does any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, take the vote.
Mr. Chairman, you have 6 ayes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and committee.
The ayes prevail. House Bill 763 moves to the next available county, state, and local government. Next bill is House Bill 365 by Representative Fritz. He's asked that this be rolled 1 week. Is there objection? Hearing no objection, House Bill 365 is rolled 1 week. The next item is House Bill 765 by Vice Chairman Wright. We have a motion and a second. Chairman Wright, Vice Chairman Wright, you're recognized on House Bill 765.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and committee. House Bill 765 is a straightforward bill. It's presented in the agenda today. It's brought to us by county trustees for the purpose of funding tax relief for homeowners who are elderly, low-income, disabled, or disabled veterans or widows of disabled veterans. It deals with adding a 10% amount onto tax sales held by counties. Currently, there is a list of how money is distributed after a tax sale is held. This 10% of what is owed in basic taxes would be used to fund this tax relief. And that's the bill.
Any questions for the sponsor? Chair has one question. Does this come out of proceeds of the sale, which would normally go back to the property owner if the property owner paid?
As listed, The first thing that's paid is the attorneys. The second thing that's paid is other expenses exceeding the attorney's fees. The third thing that's paid is the taxing authority's tax bill, and then this 10% would then be collected off of the remaining amount held. And it would just be 10% of that amount, and then everything else would be to the other. There are 6 total things where money goes when it is distributed after a tax sale.
Thank you, Vice Chairman Wright, for that clarification. Any other questions? Any other comments? Is there objection to the question? Hearing none, we're voting on House Bill 765, moving the next available calendar of state and local government. Madam Clerk, please open the voting rolls. Every member cast their vote. Does any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, take the vote.
Mr. Chairman, you have 7 ayes.
The ayes prevail. House Bill 765 moves to the next available calendar, state and local government. The next item is House Bill 766 by Vice Chairman Wright. We have a motion and a second. Vice Chairman Wright, you're recognized on House Bill 766.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is House Bill 766 and is along the same vein as the bill that we just passed. It is brought to me or to us by county trustees as an attempt to fund tax relief for homeowners who are elderly, low income, disabled, or disabled veterans or widows of disabled veterans. Also dealing with property tax sales. When a tax sale is held, there would, by this bill, be a 5% fee added, and we'll call it, for what I've heard people refer to it as, a buyer's premium that would be applied to only the amount of the tax due. It would not be a 5% premium on interest, penalties, or other due monies. It would only be 5% added to the tax sale based on the actual taxes due. And with that, I stand for questions.
Okay, members, you've heard the explanation of the bill. Are there questions, comments? Is there objection to the question? Hearing none, we are voting on House Bill 766. Madam Clerk, open the voting rolls. Will every member cast their vote? Does any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, take the vote.
Mr. Chairman, you have 7 ayes.
The ayes prevail. House Bill 766 moves to next available calendar, state and local government. As we continue on the right calendar, the next bill is House Bill 735 by Vice Chairman Wright. Is there a motion on House Bill 730? We have a motion. We have a second. We have a motion and a second on House Bill 735. Vice Chairman Wright, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This bill will be somewhat difficult for me to explain, but I think I understand it quite well. So I'll have to wait till the questions show up to see how far we get with this. There is a bill by Chairman Vaughn, which is on building projects, that says that building development plan buildings will start their 3-year period when they're entered. As opposed to right now, projects being put off maybe, and the person entering the project being hurt by some changes in rules before the project is picked up. With Chairman Vaughn's bill, if it picks up when the plan is entered and then the plan is held up by a lawsuit, the bill that I'm carrying would say that the period out of the building project of 3 years would not count toward the project while the lawsuit is taking place. Somewhat complex. Vaughn's bill, in my opinion, should pass before my bill would come into play. And with that sort of nodded explanation, I'd like to get my bill through this committee and sit on it in full state and local government. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I stand for questions.
Members, do you have questions for the sponsor? Comments to the sponsor? Is there objection to the question? Hearing none, we're voting on House Bill 735, moving to the next available calendar, state and local government. Madam Clerk, open the voting roll, please. Members, please cast your vote. Does any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, take the vote.
Mr. Chairman, you have 5 ayes.
The ayes prevail. House Bill 735 moves to the next available calendar, state and local government.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Our next bill, we've been waiting, with great anticipation, for House Bill 672 by Representative Scarborough. Did I hear a second? We do have a motion and a second. Representative Scarborough, your bill is properly before us and you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members. 2017, Public Chapter 219 was enacted to authorize nonprofit entity engaged in economic development to transfer property at a specific remediated site to the local governmental industrial development board. This public chapter also authorized the Industrial Development Board to sell, lease, and dispose of or contract for operation of the property in furtherance of the public purpose of promoting economic development in that area. The remediation site is East Tennessee Technology Park located in Oak Ridge in the city of Oak Ridge and has recently established a new entity to serve as a nonprofit that will manage parcels and property located on that site. This bill simply updates current law to ensure that the new established Oak Ridge Corridor Development Corporation can be authorized to carry out these duties. With that, Mr. Chairman, I'll stand by for any questions.
Members, do we have any questions for the sponsor? Any comments? Is there objection to the question? Seeing none, we're voting on House Bill 672, moving to the next available calendar of state and local government. Madam Clerk, open the voting board, please. Members, please cast your vote. Does any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, take the vote.
Mr. Chairman, you have 7 ayes.
The ayes prevail. House Bill 672 moves to the next available calendar, state and local government. Thank you.
Chairman and committee. Thank you.
Next item is House Bill 622 by Representative Mayberry. He's asked that this be rolled 1 week. Without objection, House Bill 622 is rolled 1 week. Next bill on the calendar is House Bill 980 by Representative Stinnett. We have a motion and a second. Representative Stinnett, you're recognized on the bill, but I believe you have an amendment, sir.
Yes, sir. Sir, can you help me with that amendment number?
Representative Stinnett, you've been in this committee before. I believe that is Amendment 4619. Could you verify that, please?
Yes, sir.
Is there a motion on Amendment 4? Representative Mitchell, thank you for your assistance, sir, in expediting this discussion. We do have a proper motion and a second I heard from this area. So Amendment 4619 is properly before us. Is there discussion? Would you please explain the amendment? Does it rewrite the bill?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll go ahead without objection. All in favor of the amendment 4619, say aye. Opposed, say no. The ayes prevail. And now we're back on House Bill 980 as amended. Representative Stinnett, you're recognized.
Thank you, Chairman, members. This bill addresses a local issue in my community. After extensive planning and approval process, significant financial investment were made to develop a dedicated outdoor venue in Townsend designated to attract large-scale events. Despite prior agreements and approval from Townsend officials, new leadership within the community have changed the permitting process, and this has caused a problem with the lack of events in the center that could jeopardize the financial stabilization of the venue and disregarding Blount County, the city of Maryville, and the city of Alcoa's financial investment. This legislation would simply allow the Tourist Development Authority in Blount County to petition to de-annexation of this portion of the property and allow the county commission to vote with a majority to do this de-annexation. This is a very structured, balanced, fair, and a legally sound mechanism to allow the community to dissolve this dispute. Chairman, I stand for answers, questions.
Members, you have any questions, comments? I have one, Representative Stinnett. Why would we want to allow the county commission to start the process of de-annexation?
As a county commissioner, I would appreciate when I was a county commissioner, I'd appreciate making decisions in Blount County and not the state of Tennessee.
Thank you, sponsors. Any other? Is there objection to the question? Hearing none, we are voting on House Bill 980 as amended, moving to the next available calendar, state and local government. Madam Clerk, open the voting board. Members, cast your vote. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, take the vote.
Mr. Chairman, you have 7 ayes.
The ayes prevail. House Bill 980 as amended moves to the next available calendar, state and local government.
Thank you, Chairman, members.
Next item on the calendar is House Bill 426 by Representative Love. The sponsors asked that this be rolled 1 week. Without objection, House Bill 426 is rolled 1 week. Next item on the calendar is House Bill 1069 by Representative Glenn. The sponsors asked that this bill be taken off notice.
You got it. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Nope. I'm sorry. My apologies, Representative Glenn. I didn't see you come forward. You are recognized, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members. I would like this House Bill 1069 to be taken off notice.
Thank you, Mr. Sponsor. Without objection, hearing no objection, 1069 is off notice.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members.
Thank you for your service, sir. The next bill on our calendar is House Bill 627 by Chairman Crawford. Did I hear a second? I have a motion and a second on House Bill 627. Chairman Crawford, you're recognized.
Mr. Chairman, may I present from my seat?
Without objection, hear no objection, you may.
Thank you, sir. Chairman, fellow members and guests that's with us today, this is House Bill 627.
Is there an amendment, sir? Mr. Chairman.
There is no amendment.
You're recognized on the bill, sir.
What this bill does is it addresses several different sections. One, it sets forth a few definitions, one for tourism development, one for tourism promotion, and a definition for tourist. the revenues that are received by the lodging tax that we are receiving has to be used for tourism promotion and tourism development. This section also includes language that provided by the comptroller to clean up some language that we passed last year. As far as a reporting date by municipalities, this is changing it to 90 days at the end of the municipality's financial year. This section allows for local governments to be able to use their short-term rental revenues. It sets an 8% cap, and currently under law, we have a 4 and 4 cap. And what this will do is open that up to keep us from having stacking. And the bill will not affect any counties or cities that are currently grandfathered in. That's what this bill does.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Any questions? Any comments for the sponsor? Hearing none, is there objection to the question? Excuse me, just a moment.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, I did misspeak. I apologize. I was
Thank you,
looking at
thank you, Mr. Chairman.
different bill. I'm sorry. This is got amendment 4596.
That's kind of what I thought. I was going back and forth with legal.
Well, don't
And I
be scared to
apologize.
correct me.
No. We have a motion and a second on amendment 4596. Chairman Crawford, you're recognized on amendment
I renew my motion, sir.
4596. Would you like to explain amendment 4596?
I renew my motion. I've done explained it.
Is there, all in favor of amendment 4596, say aye. Opposed, say no. The ayes prevail. Amendment 4596 is on House Bill 627. We're back on the bill. Any other comments, Chairman Crawford?
I stand for questions if anybody has any.
Any questions or comments? Is there objection to the question? Hearing none, we're voting on House Bill 627 as amended. Moving forward, next available calendar, state and local government. Madam Clerk, open the voting board. Members, please vote. Does any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, take the vote.
Mr. Chairman, you have 7 ayes.
The ayes prevail. House Bill 627 as amended moves to the next available calendar, state and local government. We are now on the addendum calendar, which is House Bill 1018 by Chairman Russell. Chairman Russell has requested this bill be taken off notice without objection. Hearing no objection, House Bill 1018 is off notice. That brings us to the heel of the calendar. A chance to come back to the chambers.
Testimony.
Without objection, we'll take a 3-minute recess. Is there objection? Hearing no objection, we'll recess for 3 minutes. We got to wait 3 minutes. That's all right. Members, we're back from recess. We are at the heel of the calendar. We're at House Bill 180 by Chair Lady Moody. If she'll come forward, please. Let's bring it back before us. We have a motion. We have a motion and a second. Chair Lady Moody, you're recognized on House Bill 180. I believe you have an amendment. And if you'll give us the drafting code that you would like to put on the bill, we're ready.
Your indulgence while we juggled papers and got them right. So the amendment is 005093.
Is there a motion on, we're motion and second we have on amendment 5093. Chair Lady Moody, you're recognized on the amendment.
Thank you. The part from the previous amendment that changed is in section B, number 2, the boundary of the property is less than 2,000 feet from the municipal boundary. Everything else is the same. It went from 1,000 to 2,000.
Members, you've heard the explanation of the amendment. Is there objection to the question? All in favor of amendment 5093, say aye. Opposed, say no. The ayes prevail. And we're back on Bill 180 as amended. And Chair Lady Moody, would you like to explain the bill in full, or would we like to go out of session and hear from the speaker? It's your choice.
Well, since my speaker's here, and I'd like for her that you definitely to hear from her, and then I can just follow up if you don't mind.
Okay. Without objection, we'll go out of session. Madam Holly, if you'll come forth and have a seat, and we'll turn your microphone on. If you'll give your name for the record. You're recognized.
Jill Holland. You ready?
You're ready. Yes, ma'am. You have
Okay.
3 minutes.
Okay. I want to thank you for the opportunity that you've given me today on behalf of Tennessee's farmland. This is an issue that is deeply personal to my family and critical to our state's future. Tennessee, as you know, is losing prime farmland at an alarming rate. It ranks among the top 2 states in the nation. It threatens our agricultural heritage, but the livelihood of countless families depend on this land. In 2002, my family farm was involuntarily annexed against our will. Since then, we paid over $60,000 in taxes without receiving a single city service. How fair is that? How just is that? I'm here to ask you today to correct this injustice that was created years ago, and you can do it with House Bill 180. This bill would allow farms like ours to become de-annexed, relieving us of the financial burden of city taxes without city services. Over the years, the Tennessee General Assembly has demonstrated both wisdom and common sense by reversing the forced involuntary annexations that took place. And that was right. House Bill 180 is the right decision now also. This bill would provide significant relief and protect Tennessee's legacy for the future. The bill is very narrow. It only applies for farms in a permanent conservation easement, which can never be developed. It only applies to farms within 2,000 feet of the city boundary, and the property owners would only have 90 days to file a petition for de-annexation. In Carroll County, only our farm meets this criteria. Across the state, there are fewer than 2 or 3 that would qualify. This bill provides significant relief and protects Tennessee's agricultural legacy for future generations and family farms. For nearly 200 years, our farm has been a working farm. Yet, for decades, we've been taxed for city services that we do not receive. We worked with Farm Bureau to draft this bill to ensure that future generations are not burdened with an unfair financial strain, in addition to cities not being burdened by a financial strain. I urge you to support House Bill 180 to restore fairness, to protect Tennessee's farmland, family farms, and ensure that farms like ours can continue to serve future generations.
Thank you, Ms. Hawley.
Thank you.
Is there questions? Is there comments? Thank you very much for your testimony. We'll go back into session. Chair Lady Moody, you are recognized on House Bill 180 as amended.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman and committee members. And, there's not much more I can add except that Jill and I have been friends for a long time. And so when she approached me about this issue, and we were grateful for the input of some of the members on how we could fix this issue. And so with the help of Farm Bureau too, that's where the ideas came to make it a very narrow amendment and time that anyone that would qualify. So, when these people are in this land trust conservatory, that can never be revoked. It's a serious commitment for people that had people banging on their door to sell that land and they wanted to turn it into a subdivision. And we don't have anything against that, but that's how committed people that get into this land trust are to preserving our agricultural land in Tennessee. And so I admire their determination. I admire their willing to come up here and testify. And so with the narrowness of the amendment, it's the 90 days, if it becomes law, for 90 days from that date. And then it is only for these few people that would qualify, maybe up to 3, 4, as best as we can tell. So again, my thanks to those that had input on this and to the Farm Bureau who could not, they were in another committee today. But with that explanation and with my friend's story to put a face to it, I'd appreciate your consideration and vote for this. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Madam Chair Lady, is there questions, comments? Chair has one. The petition, 90 days to petition. Once that petition is filed, who makes the decision? Is there a decision to be made by another body? Chair Lady Littleton. Excuse me. Chair Lady Moody, excuse me.
I don't mind the confusion. She might.
I apologize.
Okay. I'm so sorry. I should have had that. Okay. I had help. Is that okay? I called a friend.
That is fine.
They would petition the city to be de-annexed.
And would then the city council have a vote or so the city council would make the final decision. So we're giving the authority for this to go back before the city council. Is that correct? Okay.
I'm saying a yes.
Yes. Is there any other questions for the sponsor? Is there objection to the question? Seeing none, we are voting on House Bill 180 as amended, moving to the next available calendar, state and local government. Madam Clerk, open the voting roll, please. Members, if you'll cast your vote. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, take the vote.
Mr. Chairman, you have 2 ayes and 5 noes.
The noes prevail. House Bill 180 as amended does not move forward.
Thank you for hearing us.
Thank you, Madam Chair Lady. That concludes today's calendar. Does any member have any announcement they'd like to make? Without objection, this committee will stand adjourned. Hearing no objection, we're adjourned.